This video is sponsored by Enya Music.
Hello and welcome to Ukulele 101. If you're new here, hi, my name is Katie. I'm a music teacher and I'm so glad that you're here. By the end of this video, you will know the parts of your ukulele, how to hold your ukulele, how to strum, how to read chord diagrams, and you'll also learn your first one chord song. So let's get started. We'll start with the parts of the ukulele and what they're called. We have the headstock, tuners, nut, strings, neck, fretboard, frets, sound hole, body, bridge, and saddle. On most ukuleles, you'll notice dots on the fretboard and on the side of the neck. Most ukuleles have a marker on the 5th, 7th, 10th, and a double dot on the 12th. Let's learn how to properly hold the instrument. First, you want to locate the back of your instrument. This portion of the body is going to be pressed against your right ribs. So think of the body is close to your body, body close to your body. I'm taking this portion of my forearm and I'm going to locate the top of the body right here. My arm comes around and I'm going to press it against my body to secure it. You may have to adjust where you're holding it to make it feel secure. You can either squeeze the instrument to your body this way while you're standing. You could use a strap, that's totally fine. I'm sitting and my leg is crossed and I like to rest this portion of the body on my thigh. The neck is going to be up at an angle, so I've seen people play this way, that's totally fine, but it might hurt your wrist when you're trying to form your chords. Try to keep the uke neck up this way. The hand that pushes down on the strings is called your chording hand. That is usually the left hand. The other hand will strum. That's usually the right hand. Now take your chording hand, stick it out like you're going to shake somebody's hand, like nice to meet you, very nice to meet you. And you're going to locate this part of your finger. That is going to be the resting place for the neck of your ukulele. So take that hand, bring it underneath the ukulele neck, and then you're going to find this little notch right here. This part of your finger is going to be resting in the notch. So when you're switching chords and using your fingers to push down on the strings, this is going to be the resting spot. And your thumb is going to be more so on top right here, maybe slightly behind, but I like to put my thumb more so on top this way of the ukulele neck so that your uke neck doesn't fall when you're trying to switch chords. So let's review. Back to the ribs, take your arm, swing it around, press it against your body, find your finger, put it in the notch, rest the neck on your finger. Now we're going to learn how to strum the ukulele. What you're going to do is that you're going to locate this part of your instrument right here where the body meets the neck. You could strum over the sound hole, but here you're going to notice that it's softer or there's less tension while you're strumming, and it might be easier for you to strum. So stick out your hand in front of you with your palm facing the floor, and then, how was your day? It was okay. So wave your fingers back and forth like, my day was okay. Now what I want you to do is I want you to point your finger down toward the floor, and then move your wrist in that same motion of, my day was okay. It was okay. Okay, now bring it close to the instrument, and let your finger come in contact with your strings. So if you notice, my bicep, the upper part of my arm is not moving. This portion of my arm is moving slightly, but most of the strumming motion is coming from here, from the wrist. You could strum with your thumb, or you could take your index fingernail, and strum down, and then when you strum up, you're going to use the pad of your finger or the soft part of your finger. You could also combine these two fingers, your thumb and your index finger, strum down and strum up this way if you want to feel more secure. Another way that you could strum your ukulele is that when you strum down, take your index finger, strum down, and then when you strum up with your thumbnail. So we strum down, strum up. it's important to experiment to find out what is going to work for you. And you'll also notice that as you experiment, you'll find that each finger has a different texture, or it creates or pulls out a different sound of your instrument. Now it's time to learn how to read your first chord diagram. First, we need to know that the fingers on our left hand are labeled. Finger number 1 is index finger, finger number 2 is your middle finger, finger number 3 is your ring finger, and finger number 4 is your pinky. Thumb is labeled T, but doesn't get any numbers. So count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thumb, Here's a chord diagram or chord box. The name of the chord is at the top. The diagram shows the nut across the top, the strings going down, and the frets going across. The strings are labeled 1 through 4. String 1 is A, string 2 is E, string 3 is C, string 4 is G. The dots are where you place your fingers. Some diagrams suggest what fingers to use using numbers 1 through 4, like I mentioned before, and some don't. Some have the numbers right inside the dot, and some have the numbers indicated at the bottom of the chord diagram. The circle indicates open strings, so that means no fingers will be placed on those strings, and an X means either to avoid using the string, strumming it, or mute it. A thick or curved line can indicate a bar chord, where you push down on 2 or more strings with 1 finger. Let's read our first chord diagram together using the C chord. So first, take your instrument, hold it like this because it's more in line with what the chord diagram looks like. This diagram says that this is a C chord, and it's located on the first string of the 3rd fret. Now, when I say the 3rd fret, I'm not talking about on the metal bar, like these things right here. When I say on the 3rd fret, it's referring to the 3rd space. So this would be the 1st fret, this would be the 2nd fret, this would be the 3rd fret. So instead of fret, think space. 1st space, 2nd space, 3rd space. The diagram says to use finger number 3 of our chording hand, so we find that. Finger 1, finger 2, finger 3. We bring that around, and it says to place that on the 3rd fret, or the 3rd space of the 1st string, the A string. So let's count. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now bring it back to the proper position. Strum your chord. That is your first chord. It is a C chord. Now you're ready to learn your first song, which is on the C chord, which is Row, Row, Row Your Boat. My chord diagrams have the name of the chord at the very beginning, and then we have slashes. So that means I play the chord 4 times because the C chord counts as a count. So it'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. And that is the beginning of Ukulele 101. Now that you have a really strong foundation in this instrument, I have some videos that I can recommend for you for the next clear step. So if you want to learn some more chords that are perfect for the beginner, or more songs that are more perfect for the beginner, then I'm going to leave those in the cards all around me, and I'll see you there.